What you see behind me is the last dying gasp of winter, and now we're ready to start setting up some backyard fun. The good folks at Hapfan, which is a brand that makes backyard play equipment, sent us this 10-foot dome climber. So come along as we unbox it, set it up, and show you whether this will be a good fit to have some fun in your own backyard. All right, so in the box we had a bunch of blue poles, a smaller amount of yellow poles, a couple boxes of hardware, instructions, gloves, little mat because you can have a little suspended mat inside the dome, kind of make it a little bit like a tree fort, which I'm kind of excited about. And then a strap, which I'm not sure what that's for, but we'll find out. All right, here's the instructions and a warranty card. Let's see what we got inside. Warning, if you don't follow these instructions, you'll probably die. Looks like step 1, lay out this decagon. What's a decagon? 10-sided shape. Just a couple quick notes before we begin. There's 5 of these blue poles that have a gray stripe. Those are ever so slightly different, so make sure that you don't get them mixed up. Those go up near the top of the climber, so we're not going to use those yet. Also, there's 2 different kinds of nuts. One that's thin like this, and then one that's more rounded like that. These ones are going to go around the base of it, and then they're going to go inside the little handholds, but during the initial assembly, every hole except the ones right around the bottom are going to use this thinner one. Also, there's 2 different lengths of bolts. This shorter one is going to go around the bottom base where it meets the ground, and then this longer one is going to be used for all the other connections. All right, so now to begin with the connections, we're going to take one of our shorter bolts, put a washer on it, and then there's a certain order you've got to connect these. So we're going to go through the left hand facing one that touches the ground, then the right hand facing one that touches the ground, and then we're going to go through the yellow one that's left hand leaning, and then the right hand leaning one that's blue again. So it's more than just the colors. The yellow ones are slightly shorter. Then we're going to put another washer, and then the bolt, which is the taller, more rounded bolt, because we're down near the ground. We're going to start trying to tighten that. And these are the tools that came with it. I'm probably going to start with these, but then use power tools at some point as I get more frustrated and more want this to be done with. And I'm sure that every dad out there can agree. That's kind of the way it goes. And you don't want to over tighten it yet, just enough that these ones will stay up on their own. That's tight enough. You also want to be careful not to scuff these, because if you scrape through the paint and there's different coatings on it, it'll make it more susceptible to rust. We're going to work around the outside doing that. We're going to alternate between yellow triangles and blue triangles. So at this next connection point, we're going to have a blue one that connects up to that one, and then the yellow one will go the other way. That went pretty smoothly. You're going to want another couple sets of hands if possible. It was helpful eventually to get a chair or just something to prop one side of it up on as you worked around. That way, if everything kept leaning in, it became difficult to get underneath to put those bolts in. Oh, whoa. Next, we're going to need 3 more yellow poles. We're going to go to where the 2 yellow poles connect, and this will eventually be repeated all the way around. But we're going to go, the one that goes down to the right is going to be the first one that goes onto the bolt. But we need to remember to do that washer first, because we already made that mistake. So that, and then it's going to go counterclockwise. Next one's going to be this one that heads over this way. And then this one, which is going to head up. Then this one's going to head towards those blue connectors over there. And then this one is going to be the last one. And then we've got our thin bolt here is going to go onto there. Just tighten that. Not all the way, but pretty far down. Then next we're going to move one connection over to that's your left, I suppose. And then we're going to do the same thing again, but now we're at a connection point where we've got blues and yellows. But once again, we're going to start with the one that goes down and away to your right. Put that through there. And then we are going to work our way counterclockwise. So this one that just came from the one we just did over there is going to go. And then we need 2 blues, because these blue lines are basically going to continue on. Put that on there. Hand me the other one. Put that on there. And then we need the yellow one, and that's going over towards that connection point. Whoa! Well, this is going to be one of these things. You're going to need a lot of hands, I think, in order to get this done. Down towards you, Cal. Yellow down toward. Yep. This needs to go up. Hold that up, Eli. Oh my goodness. All right, just enough. Oh, I just dropped the nut. Just enough that I can get the nut on. All right. Let's call that good. Now we're gonna repeat those 2 last steps the rest of the way around. Those first couple of connections were very difficult. I needed basically everybody's arms of all 5 other members of my family. If you had a couple adults, that might be enough. The more hands, the better for those first couple. Then as we went on, everything got way easier. It kind of started holding its shape better. So a good sign is the pile of parts is getting very small. Next connections, we're gonna need those poles that had the gray stripe. They're gonna finally come into play. What we're basically gonna do is take our bolt with our washer. I can't tell you how many times I've forgotten to put the washer on and then had to go back. We're gonna start with the yellow one that's facing down and then work counterclockwise around like we have. So that one's next. And we need one of our blue ones with that. Somebody hold the other end right there. And then we need the yellow one going up. Somebody grab the top of that. We need the blue one going this way. And then this. Oh, you all right? That demonstrates an important point. You all right, Eli?
Yeah.
The last one.
Here's one.
Try to get in front before you put the rest on. Now, the last one. Started so it won't fall. All right, good. All right, that's tight enough. All right, now we're gonna continue that 1, 2, 3, 4 more times. Last bolt. We got 5 yellows coming together. We're gonna continue counterclockwise. Who knows which one you start with, so just don't alternate and pick one. Let's pick this one facing you guys. Go through that. And then this one. And then this one. And then this one.
This one.
And then
Yeah!
now, let me, everybody, nobody touch anything till I get that. Good. And then we need to go back around, and how we just got these kind of tight, we're gonna tighten the rest of these connections back down. So here's a highly interesting, cinematic, 10-second long screw tightening montage. So now we gotta install these handholds over the exposed bolts. And it says to put this on and then tighten this down. Well, see, once you put that on, there's no way to tighten this down. But there is a nut-shaped hole in there. So if you take the nut, make sure you put it the right way in there, push on it, and then it pops in there like that. And then you can put that on there and start tightening like this. And it's a little bit difficult, a little bit hard to get leverage, but get it as tight as you can so it's not wobbling at all anymore. And then do that 20 more times. And there you have it. It's complete. That, all told, including filming this video, which adds a little bit of time to it, took about 2 hours. Like I said, you're gonna need a couple extra sets of hands to hold everything where you need to hold it to get some of those bolts through. But all in all, that was a fairly easy build. Once you get everything together and tight, it gets so rigid, it feels so strong. I think we need to test out exactly how strong it is. All right, as you can see, I weigh 200 pounds. It doesn't feel like it's giving at all. So you got 2 80-pound kids, me, that's pushing 200 till I get my summer body back. Yeah, you should have no problem with the strength of this. Now, it did come with that hammock that we're going to attach in a second. But first, just wanted to mention, if you go on Amazon, you look at different climbers like this, they're all roughly the same. They all have a lot of the same specs, are good for up to 800 pounds, roughly same size. I can tell you for certain that now that I've had firsthand experience with this one here from Hapfan, that it is definitely a quality item. It's gonna run you between 200 and 250, depending on the fluctuations of Amazon prices. You know how that goes. If you wanna know more about it, check the link in the description below. It'll take you to Amazon. And if you click that link and buy anything from Amazon, this channel will earn a small commission at no extra cost to you and help us make more awesome videos to help you have more fun like this in your own backyard. All right.
Sure, it stinks like a skunk.
We got the hammock. Yeah. It has that new kind of like trampoline mat smell. All right, it's got 5 of these straps that are just basically little loops. Then this has 5 of these seatbelt looking hoops on the edge. Just put that through there like that. Then take that end, put it through there, pull it tight. Then that's just gonna hook out and go over that. So let's see if that actually works. So that part was really easy to take off if you wanna like keep it dry. Definitely a win. Turns it into like a little low to the ground tree fort. But if you want to come along on another backyard build, check out this video right here. Until then, it's spring, summer's right around the corner. It's time to get out in your backyard with your kids and make some memories that you'll cherish the rest of their lives, and they will too. See you over there. Until next time, get out there and have a
fun adventure of your own.
It's taken 4 years, but they've gotten it down.